I did it at high school.
How do you remember that still? Do you
Because,
practice it on the daily
yeah,
basis?
I practice German all the time. It's
You listen to German
There's an
podcasts.
alter. Yeah, well, I do listen to German hardcore techno, so I need to know what they're saying. And when they count down from 10, I need to know that I understand when the beat's about to drop. Does that make sense?
Wow. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it makes sense. Perfect sense. I
I
only
love that for you. I really do.
speak
Well done.
facts. I only speak facts. Good morning, humans of the world. How are we all? Welcome to another edition of Q&A Live, coming at you in your screens. And everybody should be sleeping. We're all awake, coming to see me and Esmeralda.
I
Good
don't blame
morning. Morning, Ez. How are you?
you. Morning me. Are you saying that to me?
You're Ez, not me. Hey, Burns. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Kaylee. Good morning.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Really good. Gym, done the gym. Just had breakfast. Hey, Nick. Hey, Suze. Having a coffee and got the company of Esmeralda. What more could be better than that?
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's
I mean,
good.
I really just don't blame you. I don't.
I'm only human, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm only human. Oh dear. All right. All right. We've got. I don't know why my comments don't show up in the restream. Good morning, Shani. Good morning, Kenny. I've noticed you guys have jumped on my profile, which is really cool. Appreciate that. Hey, Ash. Good morning, Ash. Good morning, Owen. How are you, buddy?
Oh, he's back supporting his
He's
dad.
back
I love
supporting his
that.
dad. You know, it's funny. Spencer's really good on Instagram. Whenever I do stuff, he's like likes and comments and blah blah blah. And Owen will just come on live just to stir me up. So
That's beautiful. What a
yeah,
good boy. What a
it,
good boy.
it's all right. It's all right. Morning, Stacey. Morning, Michelle. Michelle Filet.
Oh,
We are coming out of the woodwork. I like it.
wow. I
That's
feel like we've
privilege.
got royalty here.
It kind of feels like that, eh?
Yeah.
I was actually looking at her photos the other day, and I miss seeing her posting. So hopefully, if Michelle's watching, I want you to get back out there, mate. We miss you.
She's the reason
Morning,
I
Sheree.
started
What's that?
BBA. She's the reason I started BBA.
Oh, there you go.
Her before and after pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty good. She's
Incredible.
awesome shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. If anyone's got any questions, pop them in the chat box somewhere or whatever you like. Send them through to me and I'll answer them for you on the fly. We've got some pretty good ones this morning that should help most of you guys out. If anyone's out there doing the 21-day challenge with us, congratulations for joining, number one. Number two, if you have any questions yourself, pop them in the weight loss group on the wall and we'll get to them as soon as we can, that's for sure. But well done for joining the 21-day challenge. It's been nothing short of monumental for us to get organised. Having 170 odd humans join at one stage is pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good crack at it, and we're going to make some people happier and healthier and ready for summer.
And the group is just firing, really, isn't it? Like, it is so good to see. I said to Carly last night, seeing so many people come into the group and just go all in straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just incredible because, we look at it all the time and we see people that come into the main program and the ones that go deep really quick.
Yeah.
That get really good results. So it's super, super exciting to see so many people just go, you know what? I'm all in on this.
Yeah, all in is the only way. The only way if you're going to get a result in anything in life is to go all in. Just remember that, guys. Like, there is no point in going half-assed in anything. It's like either do it or don't. If you're not ready, cool. Then don't start something you're not ready. If you are ready, go for it. Sean, it's not live in the challenge group at the moment. I'm sorry. I didn't get permission to post in there yet, which I'll have to change. But if anyone's in the group, I've put my personal link if you want to jump on my personal Facebook page and you can watch it from there. But thanks, Sean. I appreciate your concern. It's really nice. We might get firing, get stuck into it straight away. Question number one. I'm going to get this over. Let's just see. I might have to change screens, mate, because it's not popping up.
That's cool.
Me on my profile for some reason. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't know how.
You don't know how to fix a technical issue?
Yeah, for once in my life.
Yes.
Contrary to popular belief, you and Carly, we'll call it.
That's so good.
Now here we go. I'll pop it in ignition. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, excellent. I've been dieting for 4 weeks, but only lost 1 kilo. I'm eating healthy. What's missing? Only lost 1 kilo. That's a mindset thing. Definitely a mindset thing. Okay, so I've been dieting for 4 weeks, but only lost 1 kilo. I'm eating healthy. What's missing? Well, it's not just about diet. It's not just about nutrition. So I would be asking you straight away is, are you in a calorie deficit? Just because you're eating clean or healthy or whatever these terms that we use these days, just because you're on a diet, are you on the right diet? Are you on a keto diet that's not working? Are you on a pumpkin soup diet that's not working? What type of diet are you on? Is it?
And I think it's really hard too, because a lot of times you forget that things like the condiments, the sauces, the add-ons are actually super high in calories. And that's where you could be undoing all your hard work. You might be eating really healthy. Like for me, I used to think avocado on toast was super healthy. And yeah, it's really good for you. But you've got to be very, very mindful of how high the calories are. And then you add the eggs with it, you add the sauce with it, you add the bacon with it, or whatever it is. And like,
the calories compound straight away.
Huge.
I don't think we think about, oh my God, I've got the worst hiccups about to come. Excuse me. But let's go back to the root cause of the part of the question is, I've been dieting for 4 weeks. Okay. Are you in a calorie deficit is my first question I'm going to ask you, because you're not going to lose weight if you aren't. Okay. If you're eating clean, like we just said, but like Erin said, if you're eating avocado on toast because you think it's healthy for you and you're eating an abundance of it, well, you're not in a calorie deficit. I can tell you that straight away. Portion sizes, like what portion sizes are you eating in your diet? Are you overeating too much portions? Are you, when we say 250 grams of chicken, are you having 400 grams of chicken because that's extra calories? Yes, it's good for protein intake, but it's extra calories. Are you eating fiber? Are you having rule of thirds? Have you got vegetables on your plate? Have you got some carbs on your plate? Have you got protein on your plate? Are you doing the rule of thirds? If you're not, I think you're missing out. Are you exercising? Are you walking?
Yeah, I was just about to say there's a lot of different factors here, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, what's the starting point? There's some people that have a lot of weight to lose. If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of weight to lose, a kilo in 4 weeks really is actually not bad results.
Yeah.
Like, the quicker you lose the weight, the less sustainable it's going to be, because you're restricting way too much and then you're going to end up binge eating again and putting all the weight back on.
Yeah.
It's about long-term slow results, not slow results, but consistent results.
It's about patience.
And if you're not starting with a lot of weight to lose, a kilo over 4 weeks is great progress.
100%. I totally agree. Healthy weight loss is 250 to 500 grams a week. Healthy weight loss. That's controlled in a controlled environment, right? I'll bring out my mate because Jace loves doing his as well. Harry, they always fall off. I've got them here somewhere. I'll put one of them on. Harry Cyclops. There we go. Makes everyone laugh.
Stop it.
It's good value. But that's half a kilo of fat, right? It's not a dead person's fat. It's fake. But that's half a kilo of body fat. And if we're talking about only losing a kilo in 4 weeks, that's 2 of these bad boys in 4 weeks, right? That's a lot of weight. That's a bicep, or in my instance, a calf muscle. I wish.
I was trying to say, they're not that big.
Well, yeah. Let's change the mindset to I'm in control of my eating. I'm in a deficit and I've lost a kilo in 4 weeks. How awesome is that? Rather than saying I've only lost 4 kilos. I just saw Carly's comment. I've only lost 4 kilos. I'm eating healthy. What's missing? What's missing is it's not just about dieting. It's about getting off your ass and walking. It's about hitting the gym to train hard. It's about getting your sleep patterns right. It's about getting your water intake right. There are so many variables that control weight loss. So don't just focus on the but only 1 kilo.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense?
Any loss is a good loss.
100%. Good stuff. All right, what have we got coming up now? Sorry. Is it possible that two people working as hard as each other, did it pop up?
No, it didn't. That's what I was just about to say.
All right, let's just go with the flow. Is it possible that two people working as hard as each other doing the same diet can lose weight at different weights? Different weights? Different rates.
Different rates.
Whoops. Is it possible? Yes.
Yeah.
It is possible. If we're comparing men and women, it's definitely possible. There's so many variables that control weight loss when it comes to the sexes. But for me, it's individuals' metabolisms vary.
Yeah, I was going to say
that
you're
affects
a serial yo-yo dieter.
Yeah, but your metabolism might burn.
Totally
Yeah, you might burn off fat quicker than me, or vice versa. So we can't compare ourselves in that sort of manner. Genetics can influence how your body stores and burns fat. Hormonal variations. Hormones play a massive role in weight fluctuations and imbalances of how you can lose weight. Your activity levels. I do a lot more cardio than most people, so yeah, I'd probably lose weight a little bit quicker in that instance. So, the mindset. You have the psychological tolerance to have the discipline to do the little things that you need to do to lose weight. So there's so many variables when it comes to weight loss. It's not just about what you put in your gob, which is most of it, but it's also about those little other factors that can hinder it.
And I think it's super important to remember as well that don't compare to other people's progress.
Yeah.
We're all different. Stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, and you'll get the results that you want.
Comparison is the biggest thief of joy. I know it's one of those cliched sayings that we always say, but if you are not focusing wholeheartedly on yourself and your goals, you will lose sight of your end result. And if you're focusing on somebody else and what they're doing, you're taking away any focus and concentration that you need to prove to yourself that you can do those things that you need to do. So, yeah, stay in your own lane. Oh my God, I'm seeing Carly's comments. This is just, she's got to stop. You make me lose a train of thought. You know what? The more that she does this, the more I realize how she's his sister.
His brother.
Yeah, brother, same thing. Anyway.
What a stitch up.
So yeah, it is possible that two people working as hard as each other doing the same diet can lose weight at different rates. It comes down to those things: your metabolism, your genetics, your hormones, your activity levels, and your mindset. Anything to add?
No, I think we nailed that.
Nailed it. What shoes are the best for when deadlifting and squatting? As I've heard, you need flat-soled shoes. There is no best shoe for deadlifting and squatting. Okay. The science behind it is the more flat your foot, the more control your instability you're going to have over a deadlift and a squat. Okay. Most people like to feel their toes on the ground, and it helps them with a little bit of extra grip. If you start introducing, we'll call it walking running shoes with the big ass heels on it, you're basically destabilizing yourself. Yeah.
Is off then, because instead of going down a squat like that, you're instantly like that. It's going to make it a whole lot harder. You're going to be working a whole lot of different muscles and potentially cause injury.
Yeah. So minimalist sneakers provides stability and a solid base for your squat and your deadlift. Like for me, I like wearing Reebok pumps because they've got absolutely no sole whatsoever. It's dead flat. They weren't designed for anything else. So for me, they're high top. So I've got ankle support as well, which I like. If you insert more cushioning at the back, like Hokas and those other type of running shoes that have got a really big ass on them, you are forcing yourself forward, which is okay if you want to do heel raised squats or deadlifts, so you can get a little bit deeper. That's cool, but not all of us want to do that. And a squat and a deadlift's built for straight up and down movement. So barefoot, I've seen a lot of people do.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes depending if I add more weight and it's a weight that I haven't squatted or deadlifted before, I actually like to go barefoot. I
Yep.
feel much more stable. Like you said, you can kind of get your foot sort of like, I know your toes sort of spread out a little bit, really, don't they? And you
Yeah.
just feel a bit more solid on the ground. But
Yeah.
some gyms also don't allow you to go barefoot. So
Correct.
getting a nice flat pair of shoes is going to help.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Anything with a big heel just hinders proper form in my eyes. There's no right or wrong situation. It's like there's a comment there that says Olympic lifting shoes are good for people with shitty ankles because they've got a big heel. Again, yes, that's right. They are very good and they're designed for that reason. But for me, it comes down to personal preference. Some people need stability and support. Well, then, okay, fair enough. Maybe look at trying to squat and deadlift without shoes on just to feel the difference and get your ankle mobility and stability built up. But
go into a good shoe shop and tell them what you want your shoes for.
Yeah.
And if you need more stability, they're going to be able to fit the shoe to you. Don't go and buy really cheap, shitty shoes because, again, it's just not beneficial to you. And I know you've said, Mike, you've got a couple of different pairs of shoes for depending what you're doing, whether you're running or whether you're at the gym.
Correct.
That's beneficial to do that. And I guess if you're a beginner, it's not necessary.
No, it's not.
It's beneficial.
Yeah, correct. We're talking about if you want to do proper form and you want to learn how to lift properly, I believe that you should have the right equipment to do that. If we're talking about absolute beginner that's just going in there, most of the time you're going to be too scared to do a squat and a deadlift anyway. You'll be using machines, or you'll be doing hack squats, or you'll be doing leg presses or something else that's easing you into it, and that's not going to really matter too much. But yeah, personal preference. Barefoot or socks, a lot of people do use, but because you're getting more grip on the ground. But for me, it's definitely more about I like to do my form over weight. So for me, I have the right equipment for it. But yeah, definitely try to avoid some real big heeled with a really cushiony soles, because you'll find your feet will be like trying to adjust to the cushion. Whereas if you've got flat soles or flat feet on the ground, you're basically just plonked.
Well, it's kind of like being, isn't it? You've got to then stabilize your ankles, stabilize your body.
Yep. Yeah. So nothing. Yeah, personal preference really most of the days. I've got a question. Does anyone else suffer with hip pain after running? That's a very common thing. That's a very common thing if your form is incorrect, or you aren't doing any type of weight training in the gym to help your hip flexors or your groin or your sort of muscles around that area. So yeah, it's very common if you have really poor form in running. So hip pain is there's hip and knee pain is the two reasons why a lot of people don't run. And that comes down to
form. For me, it was my hip flexors.
Yep. It could be damage. It could be age. It could be, I don't know, an old injury as well. We've got to think about that. But most of the time it's to do, I don't know who that is. Do you know who's making those comments?
No, I have no idea.
Is it on the men's page? Because
probably
my runs are always fast. I can't really run slow. Yeah, well, I would slow down. I tell you, the best combination for running is training for a half marathon. Who is it? Because I can't see your name. If you can go above my head and click the chat.restream button and get yourself approved so I can see who it is, it'd be lovely to. Freddie, okay, mate. Yep, slow down, dude. Slow down. If you're training for a half marathon, you should be doing one run a week with some intensity and 2 LSDs, long, slow distance runs, right? I'm talking about really, really slow. If you're a heel striker, you're going to have hip pain. If your feet aren't going underneath your body, you're going to have hip pain. So it's a common thing. Would a body pump class be a good option for a workout once or twice a week? I used to love body pump back in the olden days. 100%, Grace. Yep, we talked about this last week. Body pump's like a HIIT class. Once a week is fantastic. Any more than that, I think. Look, twice a week, I could say yeah, but if you're just getting into the gym, we want you to hit the weights. Interval training or body pump classes are really good, but they do put a lot of load and impact on when you're doing fast movements with weights. So once a week, no problem at all, Grace. I think that's a great thing to do. It's a little bit good for the cardio as well. So if you're not doing much high intensity cardio, it's really good for a bit of extra fat loss. But yeah, I'd be saying once, maybe twice a week if you're lucky. Hopefully that makes sense. Next question we have: which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Which comes first, cardio or lifting, and what is more effective? You want to go first?
Yeah, I actually think warm up when you go to the gym, warm up on the treadmill, a couple of minutes, then do your weights first.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're standing on the cardio, like on the treadmill, doing a lot of cardio, you're wearing yourself down. So you've got less energy then to lift weights. Lifting weights is much more beneficial for weight loss than what cardio is.
Yeah.
Always is. You're boosting the metabolism because you're building muscle. And then it's really, really good if you want to add a bit of extra cardio on the end of your workout. Super beneficial.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty straightforward sort of question. Like
if we're talking purely about the gym, you've answered that 100% correctly in my eyes.
And if it's towards weight loss as well.
Correct.
If you have different goals, it's going to be different for you. For me, I go in, I warm up for a couple of minutes, lift my weights, jump on the treadmill afterwards, and that's enough for me.
Yeah. So if you're prioritizing strength and muscle gains, 100% lifting is the most important thing. Energy management comes into play when we're talking about cardio and weight training. I know with myself, because I do a lot of cardio and a lot of weight training, I have to manage my energy. So if you're aiming for fat loss, some light cardio before lifting can help warm up, but we're talking about 3 to 5 minutes on a treadmill or elliptical machine. I like the elliptical for the reason it does arms and back and hips and that as well, not just walking over a treadmill to warm up with, but yeah, really super light and super slow if possible. I'm more of a mobility person when I start in the gym. When I get there, I do a lot of mobility work to do with the area I'm going to target. Most of the time, and I do a full body, so I'm doing arms and shoulders and hips and knees and ankles and stuff, because that's what I'm going to be doing with. But it really depends on your goals, your energy levels, and what's working best for you. If you're strapped for time, still rather you do the weights first and then do your walk on the treadmill afterwards. But don't forget, the most important part is, especially if we're doing cardio with it, ensure you're refueling properly afterwards. And that's not just protein, it's carbs as well, because if we're doing cardio, we're burning carbohydrates, so we got to make sure we replenish that, because our body needs it to continue going throughout the day. So yeah. We got one from Cherie. I have a sleep question, she says. Did I put it in there? Yeah, cool. What's the desired amount of sleep needed for body repair? Now, this is kind of hard to answer. There is no specific, like 6 to 8 hours is great, or 7 to 8 hours is probably ideal, but I know people that survive on 6 or 5, and I know people that need 10, and it's all dependent on who you are, your energy levels, your amount of work you do during the day. But if you aim for 7 to 8 hours a day, I think that would be the optimal time for body to repair.
And judge how you feel. If you feel tired after 7 hours of sleep, you might need a bit of an extra hour of sleep. Judge how you feel.
Yeah, correct.
And also too, like, are you having a solid sleep?
Yeah.
You might be waking quite a lot through the night, or having a very broken sleep, not a solid sleep, which can then make you feel quite tired. You're thinking that you're getting 7 to 8 hours, but really you're probably, if you have a broken sleep, you're probably only getting 5 hours.
Yeah. The 7 to 8 is optimal for body to repair, but you also got to remember that your muscles, your brain's a muscle as well, so it needs time to repair. It's not just for your physical burnout state, it's for your mental burnout state as well. So we've got to remember that. But yeah, 7 to 8 is ideal. If you can't get 7 to 8, I would try. I sacrificed getting up early for a run the other day because I needed to get sleep, because my body was screaming out for it. And sleep debt is one of the hardest debts to repay. It's
Mm.
it's worse than the
Not
bank
saying
when it comes chasing you for it. So listen to your body, please, guys. Managing your energy is something that I'm passionate about. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not getting enough water, you're not going to sleep well. If you're not mindful and grateful every single day, you're not going to sleep well. Like, there's so many governing factors. Get off your devices before you go to bed. There's so many other things that can affect the great amount of sleep that you do or don't have. So yeah, great question. Great question.
Mm.
Okay, what is this going to work again? Cut as or what?
Probably not.
Okay, that's all right. Carly says women need more than men on average to sleep wise. Well, you have to put up with us, so I totally agree with that comment.
And we have to put up with kids that wake through
Oh, yeah, true story.
and then hubby's like, "Oh, I've had a terrible sleep."
Yeah,
Okay.
but you had 10 hours away from the kids, you bastard. What is your take on deload weeks? Beneficial or a myth?
I think exactly what you just said about sleep and recovery. It's super beneficial.
Yeah,
This is what being like, this is what a deload is: repair,
yeah,
reset,
yeah,
refocus,
yeah,
rest.
yeah,
Super beneficial.
yeah,
Otherwise, you're just going to burn out. You're going to burn out completely. And it's kind of like binge eating, really, isn't it? You know, you go super restrictive and then all of a sudden you start binging again. It's the same with the deload. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you're going to get to a point where you burn out and just fall backwards and completely fall off.
yep. 100%. It's deload is essential for prevention of overtraining, reducing fatigue, and the other word I love is recovery. It doesn't mean you have to stop. It
No.
means you have to take the load off. So think about deload, which means reducing the load. So if you're utilizing training, weight training, whatever type of training for your mental health, don't stop. Just don't
Mm,
go so hard. Deload, take the load off. Okay, then you're not missing out on your training. For me personally, a deload week looks like I drop my weights down as low as I can. I focus on form over anything. I maybe hit 15 to 20 reps instead of 6 to 8 or 10. I probably maybe go one day less. If I'm doing 4 to 5, I'll go 4 or I'll go 3 so I can have a day of rest. I actually make sure I have 1 day or 2 days of absolutely no training at all, just
mm,
hitting my step count. But yeah, it's recovery is huge. If you don't recover from your muscles being loaded up every single week with progressive overload, they're not going to grow.
mm.
They're not going to grow.
Time to repair.
Yeah. So deload's about decreasing your training intensity, decreasing your volume, give your body a break, avoiding a plateau. So deloads can help you avoid a plateau and keep your progress steady. So if we're increasing our weights for so much and we're hitting this part where we're not lifting as much anymore, going back and having a week off can actually make your muscles a little bit stronger. So we come back and pump out maybe PRs. You find most people hit a PR after a deload week.
I was
They
going to
love
say
that.
it's like a bit of a freshen up too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mentally, because it starts to get a little bit boring at times when you're doing the same stuff over and over. You lift in the same weights. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going up, but it can get a bit repetitive at times. So when you do have a deload week,
Yeah.
you slow it down, you change it up a little bit. And then when you're ready to get back into it the next week, it's like you're excited, it's
Yeah.
fun again, and it's let's go in and see what I can lift this week.
Yeah. But also the frequency of your deload weeks should depend on your training intensity and your recovery needs. Like if you're hyper training, you've got a lot on, you're doing a lot, you need to bring in a deload maybe every 6 weeks. But I like to think the good part about a deload week for me is I like to look for the next sort of program I'm going to work on. So if you're working on a gym program which is going to run for about 8 weeks, which is standard, having a deload week gives you a refresh, and then you're going into a new program and you're feeling awesome because you're doing new exercises you probably haven't done for a while, or something different. So yeah, you're enhancing your body and preparing it for the next set of exercise or routines that you're going to do. So deload weeks are a proven strategy in fitness and can 100% benefit your long-term progress. So make sure you're having them. We strongly advise that you do that.
Yeah, nothing else to add there.
Nope, good.
Beneficial, not myth.
What is it? What do the young people say these days? Cap?
What?
I don't know. I'm not going down that path. I'm going to get
No,
scrutinized by
I'm
my
not
kids.
there yet.
Cap means bad. Somebody help me out here. There's a lot of cardio questions today. Should I do fasted cardio or not?
I would personally say, again, for me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's cool.
I actually enjoy working out on an empty stomach.
Yep.
Whether it's cardio, whether it's lifting weights. It's my personal preference. But again, it's specific goals, I guess. Like for you would probably have a different opinion on this because,
Yeah, the cardio that I do is different to yours.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll need
average person.
Yeah. If I'm going on a 5, 7, 8K run, I don't need fuel in my gut. So maybe a little bit of water or an electrolyte or something. But definitely over that period, like over the 10K mark, I won't do it fasted because I need the fuel. But it just depends on the individual person, how it fits in your schedule. You might not have time to eat in the morning. You might have to get off your ass and just go and grab some water or whatever and hit the gym. But I think the more important thing is the fuel you do after your training. That's the more important thing. Hitting a decent protein meal after you train is really good, whether it's a shake or whether it's actual proper breakfast or lunch or dinner, whenever are you training. So that's probably more important. But for some people, fast cardio helps them burn more fat. Depends on their metabolism. But I think if faster cardio can also lead to a decreased performance, and some people, probably feel discomfort by not having the energy to do things. So try it if you want to. It's not going to be this silver bullet that all of a sudden you're going to lose 10, 15 kilos in a matter of weeks. The most important factor in anything is your overall calorie intake and your energy balance during the week. So figure out what works good for you and do it. If you want to do fasted cardio in the morning, go for your life. If you can't, eat food.
Yeah.
End of story.
Nailed it.
If I want to be serious about my food intake, should I take a food intolerance test? Yes, I think so. If you experience difficulty in digesting certain types of food, if you're having a reaction, if you're I don't know, anything that's not making you feel good when you're eating, I definitely think you should do an intolerance test because it could be gluten, it could be lactose, it could be a heap of things. There's so much out there, peanuts. So the only way to find out is to get a test done. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing it if you're feeling like you're having a reaction.
That question, it is a little bit confusing as well because it's if I want to be serious about my food intake. So if you're not experiencing
Correct.
any side effects of upset tummies or anything like that, I don't think it is necessary to go get an intolerance test unless you're having health issues come about because of it.
That's exactly right.
If you're reacting about your food intake, be serious about it.
Yep.
If you have reactions, go and get a test or go and see your doctor.
Yep. Definitely right. That's probably the best way to answer it as well. You can try it yourself. You can try eliminating certain foods and see how you go. But I think the best way to do it is just go get a test done. It'll take an hour out of your time and realize what you're allergic to, and then you can structure your diet around that and make sure that you're getting bang for buck, that you're eating the right foods, that you can find the right substitutes for the thing that you're allergic to. So it's super important to have a knowledge of what you can and can't eat before you go into a transformation, because there would be nothing worse than starting a transformation and not knowing you're intolerant to something, and then all of a sudden have a reaction and feeling like that you're doing the wrong thing, and then you're going to go backwards, and then you're not in the mood to do your transformation, and all of a sudden you're on that downward slope back to Depressville. So yeah, if you know, not me, I won't be able to tell you, but if you know you're feeling shit about your food that you're eating, please get a test done and definitely see what you can do to make sure you're eating the right foods. Yeah. All right. When is the best time to work out where I can get the most gains morning, afternoon, or night, as my schedule is hectic. This sounds like 99% of our clients.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's so common. So
All
common.
right. I'm gonna be straight up and answer this with some fire and facts. Number one, consistency is the key when it comes to getting gains. It's not about morning, afternoon, evening, 6:33 in the morning. Your biceps going to grow, right? It's not going to fucking happen. All right, there is no peak.
There was a magic number to it.
There
Like
is
that
no.
though. Like
If it's
6:33, my muscles are going to grow more.
7:05 a.m. If you have hit the gym now, you've missed your bicep growth period. Okay, it's not going to happen. There is no specific targeted time to get major gains. Consistency, people, is the fucking key when it comes to getting gains or increase in performance. It's personal preference. It's time management. It's how it fits with your family. It's how it makes you feel. It could be the vibe at the gym at that time suits you, so you go there at 4 or 6:33 in the morning. There is no such thing as getting the most gains. It's consistency. If you're going to train 6 days a week and you need that to get your gains done, train 6 days a week. Train 6
got
days
a
a week.
hectic schedule. Like I think it's super important that you work out when you can get to the gym and make it consistent as well. Like you said, if you've got a hectic schedule and you're trying to go to the gym at a time that just doesn't work, that's not long term. Like you're not going to be able to stick to that long term because it just won't fit into your schedule. So find a time that will fit into your schedule, and it may change over time. You may have to
definitely
change the times that you go, but it's going to have absolutely no benefit to muscle gain at all.
Yeah, there is no golden time frame for
If you get to the gym 2 days a week, great. 3, even better.
Yep, Steph says, I do it in the morning because of how hectic the day gets with the kids. Perfect. Works for you? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look, there is a huge benefit to starting your morning workouts in the morning purely for setting a positive tone for the day and making you feel good. But if you can't train in the morning, that doesn't mean you're missing out on anything. You're just missing out on, if it's afternoon and it works for you, then hit it the afternoon. Consistency is the key. Okay. It's not about 6:33 bicep growth day. It's about consistency over time. All right. And if you want the gains, what else is going to come with gains? It's consistency. It's nutrition. It's a little bit of cardio. It's plenty of sleep. And it's water. Like they're the basics. They've been doing that since day one. Okay. So 6:33 bicep hour is a myth.
Bicep hour.
It's a true story though. That question is
it's good. And no offense to absolutely anyone that actually thinks that there is a specific time, because there is so much stuff out there that can be super confusing and that can make you think that, there is a better time to work out for this or for that. Keep it super simple. It makes absolutely no difference.
When do we need to use wrist straps and knee straps? Is it only for going heavy? We're talking about supporting some joints, okay? I think the more important thing is most people that do use them have a weakness or some sort of resistance that stops them from doing something heavy.
I use wrist straps, and the reason why I do is, one, because my hands are so small that usually like the free weights, like the dumbbells at the gym, actually have quite a large grip. My hand can't get around them. So the heavier I go, the less grip I actually can get on them.
Okay.
And for me, it's a safety thing.
Okay. Does it make you feel safe?
No, because I can't get a good grip on it, that I feel like I'm going to drop them. And there has been times where I have dropped them or slipped. So for me, having the wristbands is just more so I have more control over the weight that I'm using.
So they do provide an enhancement in lifting grip, and that's correct. Yep. And they can help you lift maybe get another 5% out of your weight, because you're not just using grip strength, you're using your wrist and your grip to pull up as well. So there is a bit of an advantage with that. But Most of the time it's for support and stability during heavy lifting. You see a lot of power lifters use them because they're putting a lot of load on their smaller joints, like your wrist and your ankle and your knees aren't massive joints, and they're susceptible to damage quite easily, especially when you're lifting heavy. But it is very much a personal preference at the end of the day. It's not necessary if you can. The problem with wearing those is you become overly reliant on time, and they can hinder some sort of performance and form as well. So for me, I would rather strengthen my wrists and forearms and try and gradually increase my grip strength to not have to use wrist straps. But in saying that, if I go for a heavy deadlift, I use this wrist strap because it helps me control the lift up. But yeah, it's personal preference. Listen to your body. If there is pain and discomfort and you need wraps and straps for it, cool. And it's going to keep you in the gym and it gives you a little bit of a, a bit of confidence. Cool. Use them. That's great. But don't rely on them if you don't need them.
Teeny tiny hands like me, then.
Yeah. What is? These aren't popping up today, but anyway, doesn't matter.
That's cool.
What is the best split for a beginner in the gym? What is the best split for a beginner in the gym? The best split for a beginner in the gym.
Go to the gym.
Yeah, well, that's
go to the gym. Just go to
the first part. But I think the best split, and this is my personal opinion, and I reckon there'll be a lot of people out there that would probably agree with me, would be a full body split to start with. Yeah, the optimal gym days is 2 to 3 days a week.
But being a beginner, you're building that consistency. This is where having a full body split is going to be really beneficial, because when you first start out in the gym, you don't have the consistency there. You don't have the momentum going. So there's going to be times where things will come up and you'll give yourself an excuse of, I can't get to the gym today. And if you're not doing full body, then you're only working, say you've only been to the gym once, you've only done legs once, and then you don't get to the gym for another week.
Yeah.
Like you're not benefiting yourself by doing that. If you're doing a full body, at least you're working all of those muscles.
Correct.
Whilst you're building consistency.
It's called balance development, people. I couldn't put it any more simple than that. If you're just starting out, we're talking about beginner. If you're just starting out in the gym, there is no need for you to prioritize legs over arms, over chest, over back. What I want you to do is to get in the gym and start working on your entire body so you're getting a balanced development. Then we will find weaknesses in maybe arms or back, and then we can enhance and maybe add a couple of extra exercises specifically to target your back or your legs or your ass or whatever it is you've got a weakness in. But when you're just beginning in the gym, the full body workout, in my opinion, is the best bang for buck, because working your entire body 2 to 3 days a week, number one, you get a return on investment for time. You're not body part split exercises are great, but you need to go 5-6 days a week to get a benefit, because you want to do chest day, back day, leg day, shoulder day, arm day. Like, they're all separate days. And if you don't have time, full body workouts are fucking brilliant for that. I love them for me personally, because I don't come the next day when I go for a run and specifically have, taxed legs because I did leg day and I can't run. My body feels like it's in proportion when it comes to the way it's being developed. So they're more simple workouts. We're just asking you to do compound
out there too. Like for me, I like to start my week off on a full body workout.
Yep.
And then I'll do either upper body or lower body, depending. But I like to start my week doing that, because if something goes wrong with the kids or I just can't get to the gym the next couple of days, I know that I've done a full body. So it's not that big of a deal if I can't get into the gym and do this or do that. It doesn't throw my schedule off.
Yeah. I think in simplest terms possible, a full body split will start building the foundations for you to growing a body that you want. And then once you get experience, we can start exploring different other splits, such as an upper lower or a push pull day, or like I said, adding in specifically targeted exercises for things that are weak. But when it comes to beginners, I think the full body workout is the best bang for buck for doing a balanced development. It's simple, it's time effective. It'll get you into momentum. You'll get motivated because you're seeing results, because all your body's starting to fill out, and it's going to help in your weight loss journey. So
Mm.
100%. We've got 2 more questions coming from out in the field. I have, we've had 2 of these, but I'll pop this one in because this was a good one.
And this actually answers Sharon's question as well.
Yeah.
I saw it come through earlier.
Yeah.
It was
So-
on our list to answer that too.
Doing more weights when you've got DOMs feels counterintuitive. Should I push on or back off the load? I know that the movement will ultimately relieve the pain. Okay, so DOMs is delayed onset muscle soreness, which happens usually 24 to 48 hours after you've done a decent session at the gym. Most of the time it happens if you've overloaded a specifically targeted area, i.e. leg day, chest day, back day. Okay, we're talking about body part split. Doing more weights is not really counterintuitive, but I don't know how you feel, so I can't say yes or no on that. You've got to go by individualized people. I know personally I can go through DOMs, but it is harder to work out. But definitely keep moving. Keep moving. If you've got DOMs, it doesn't mean that your muscles are dead. It just means that they've been overloaded and they need time to repair. So you've got micro tears in your muscles. Your muscles are getting the protein to fill them in so you can build them, get bigger muscles. But movement is great. Movement's always going to be your friend. It's going to stop you from getting stiff.
Really just can't get into the gym. Just walking is enough. Stretching. If you are that sore, stretching is going to be
beneficial.
Your best friend.
Yep.
Give yourself a couple of days rest. After a while, the DOMs disappear. Like they're not as bad when you first start.
Yep. Totally agree.
When you first start, they're horrendous.
Yep.
And you're still going to get them along the way, but it's just, you've got to judge your own personal, body, I guess. And if you just can't get to the gym, keep moving.
Correct. And the question did say, should I push on or back off the load? I definitely think you'd probably have to back off the load anyway, because
you're going to have to, because otherwise you won't.
You'll find it hard after, when you've got DOMs to go in and say, I'm going to do a 100 kilo squat. If that's what you did the other day, we probably won't be able to do it, or as many reps. So backing off the load's not an issue, but it's still moving. So if you go into the gym and do lighter weights and more movements, it should find some sort of relief. But ultimately for DOMs, the best thing to do is just recover and go for a walk. And if it's leg day, if it's arms, well, go and do legs. If it's legs, go and do arms. There's no reason why you can't do that.
Full body splits. You're not putting as much pressure on specific body parts. So DOMs as such, like if you have leg day when you first start out,
which will happen because most 100%. People who are overweight aren't using their muscles to the full potential. So DOMs are going to be early on.
You're going to get them.
Yeah.
A full body split is probably going to be a little bit more beneficial because you're not just focusing on one particular area.
Yeah.
Overloading it in the beginning. So a full body, you are going to be sore, but not like, oh my God, I can't sit down.
Exactly right.
And we have all been there.
And don't use DOMs as a sign of how hard you've gone at the gym. It's just a matter of muscles are under fatigue. It's a matter of overloading your muscles too much. It's not saying, oh my God, I didn't get DOMs this week. That means I didn't go hard enough. No, it means your body's probably adjusted to the weight and maybe you're not going heavy enough. So next time, think about gradually increasing your weights to try and enhance that muscle building part, right? Like we've got to remember that part. It's just because we don't have DOMs doesn't mean we didn't go hard enough. It just means maybe we're at the level where we need to progressively increase. And don't go from 100 kilos to 150. Like we're talking about gradual. So if you want to increase your squat from 100 to 150, you don't go 100, 110, 100, you go 102 and a half or 105. Like those little plates, they're the key to progressive overload. You'll soon find out that where your level's at. So DOMs aren't an indication of how hard you've gone. They're just an indication of that you've overloaded a certain area. Yes, back off the load a little bit, but keep moving.
But you're not going to cause damage. If you've got DOMs and you feel like you can get into the gym, go to the gym. You are not going to cause damage.
But if it is,
some people do think, oh my goodness, I'm so sore. If I work out, I'm going to create, an injury here. Not the case.
Unless you do something stupid and don't listen to, if your quads are screaming, like give them a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Unless anyone else has got one, they can send it through. I can't see any popped up. All right. And this is from our resident guru of the greatest questions ever. And we haven't had this one before. And I think it's pretty cool. And it's not working here either. If I do squats in my pool, does it have the same result as on land? Suze, that's a great question. No one's ever asked me before. Okay. It does have no, not the same result as on land because your body is more buoyant in the water. And whilst you'll get a cardio benefit out of doing squats in the pool because you'll have to do a shitload of them to really feel any load, it's not going to give you any sort of increase in muscle mass, right? Because I don't know what the actual science behind it is, but I think you weigh like 10 times less or something when you're in the water. So you got to think about the water surrounding you is actually holding your weight. So you are not, if you're 70 kilos, you're not squatting 70 kilos. You're probably squatting 10 or 15 kilos. So as a cardio thing, cool. Yeah, pool's great for low impact on the joints.
I was going to say, like the whole aqua aerobics thing, like for elderly people, is wonderful because they still get to move their bodies.
Correct.
Without the impact.
Yeah, correct.
Without the load on the joints,
correct.
on the muscles.
Yeah.
But they're still getting movement in.
That's right. So it's really good for that reason. It's not going to give you progressive overload, I'll tell you that, unless you had your two boys on your shoulders, Suze, and we're squatting them in the pool, then you're going to get progressive overload. But if you're doing squats in the pool by yourself, number one, I'll be saying, why are you doing squats in the pool by yourself? Number two, hopefully you've got a cozy on. Number three, no, definitely you're more buoyant, so there is not going to be any weight, but it's definitely a good workout cardiovascular wise. So yeah, if it makes you feel good, Suze, and you enjoy doing it, fucking keep doing it. There is nothing wrong with it. It's going to be a great benefit no matter what.
Movement is movement. I think we overthink movement way too much.
We do. 100% we do.
If the goal is to build a bit of muscle, go to the gym, lift some weights. But movement is movement. If you want to do some squats in the pool, do some squats in the pool.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly right. Yeah. Hopefully that answered that, Suze. And hopefully Monique got that, and Sharon about the DOMs. Yeah. It's like that question comes up a fair bit, and I love answering it because it's important to know that, everybody thinks that because they don't get DOMs, they didn't work hard enough. It's not the case. Like, listen to your body. If your body feels like shit, give it a rest.
Start in the gym and, over time you don't start to feel it. It's a good thing. It means that you're doing the right thing and you're consistent because your body's adapting to it.
Exactly right. All right, cool. So we've got no more questions, which is really good. We'll end it there. Thanks for joining us today, Esmeralda.
No worries.
Having your beautiful face, even though we were getting insults thrown at by our partner in crime, Mrs. Akali Stewart.
No, she's insulting you, not me.
Yeah, I know. There's a problem I have there.
That's your problem, not mine.
It's Wolves versus Warriors in the coaching group too now, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go Wolves because Wolves are winning at the moment. I think we're going to give them yesterday.
No, there's a tactic here. Sorry, there's a tactic here.
I'm making an executive decision.
Let the men think they've got it.
I'm making an executive decision right now. Jace is asleep, so there is no way he's going to make a decision on this one. No. Yeah, Wolves have won day 2 as well, so well done, Wolves.
No.
Anyway, if you're in the challenge again, guys, well done. Congratulations. We're only in day 3. Consistency is the key for this. Don't go too hard too early and then get to Sunday and think, I haven't lost any weight. Well, then go back and say, hey, what have you done the small steps that you needed to get
actually, if you're thinking, like, what's the point? Go through and actually have a look at some of the posts from clients in the main group that have posted their transformation photos. Incredible. It works.
It absolutely works, but it's persistence and consistency is going to get you through it. So anyway, thank you. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Bye.